Today we're getting a chance to walk you guys around the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma. We're in a TRD Pro, we're going to walk you around this real quick, and then we'll show you the limited and the new Trailhunter versions of this truck. There's also still a manual maintained with this new generation of Tacoma, which is awesome. We can't drive these trucks yet, that'll come later, but for now, let's just start this up and take a look around this new Tacoma, because this looks pretty exciting. This TRD Pro has the iForce Max powertrain, so it has a 48 horsepower electric motor, 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. That's all mated to an 8-speed automatic. Finally, we've got some really nice torque. This hybrid powertrain should provide plenty of power for this new truck. Let's hop outside, show you what the exterior looks like. We've got a set of Fox GS3 shocks, manually adjustable, skid plates underneath, rigid lights up front. We have an ARB rear bumper. Look at these wide fenders. These look really nice. Good looking suspension lift on this TRD Pro. Great approach angle. You can see this little cutout in the front bumper here. There's a couple things we can't show you on this truck because it is pre-production, but we'll give you guys pretty much everything we can. You've got a button here to lower the tailgate. Pretty handy there. Nice looking plastic bed liner. We've got a 2400 watt power outlet right here. A lot of tie down points. You can get the new Tacoma in either a 5 or a 6 foot bed. This looks like the 5 foot bed here. Let's raise this tailgate and show you this ARB rear bumper. Love how well integrated and OEM this looks. Steel bumper, recovery points right here from ARB, nice and bright red. Sounds like it has a little bit through to your exhaust with this TRD tailpipe right here. This can tow up to 6,000 pounds. Payload is 1709 in the back. Full-size spare tire back there too. Hop up front, look around that just a little bit more. So one of the coolest things with this new Tacoma are these new TRD seats. We'll show you what the rear looks like, but they have this built-in suspension system that's going to allow you to get a little bit more ride comfort over high-speed bumps. This door finishing looks great. The leather, the plastics, the materials all look quite nice. Again, some of this might still be a little bit pre-production. Love how chunky the steering wheel is. Look at the integration of the camo in these seats. That's awesome. These bolsters are nice. Nice and big, nice and soft. Kind of missing a grab handle here, but you can always use a steering wheel. Loving the steering wheel. Little line at the top here. TRD badging on the bottom. Nice big reverse cameras. This new, I believe this is probably a 14-inch display. Has great resolution, a lot of adjustability here. You can have a quick access camera view, and of course tons of different drive modes, multi-terrain select, crawl control, 3 of drive modes, sport, normal, eco. You can turn on lots of different off-road settings. So you've got auto, dirt, sand, mud, deep snow, pretty standard there. And I assume this is a much quieter system than what was in the previous generation of Tacoma. You got your 4-wheel drive selector here, 2 high, 4 high, 4 low. Front sway bar disconnect, rear electronic diff lock. And then this very simple standard Toyota infotainment screen, very CarPlay focused. I love just the integration of everything in here. Bright red TRD start stop button, fully digital gauge cluster. You've got a couple aux ports over here for accessories, whether you're going to plug in lights or various other things. You've got a TRD light bar button right there. Digital rear view mirror. Sunroof. Back seats. Looks like this is locked. Here's what your key looks like. Wireless charging right here, that's nice and grippy. 2 USB-C ports there, 45 watts each. Nice little place here to put a phone or a smaller tablet. This has heated and ventilated seats and a heated steering wheel. Love that Toyota has maintained physical climate control buttons and physical buttons for pretty much all the functions in their new vehicles. This glove box is really cool looking. This is also a removable JBL speaker up here. You press this eject button and this pulls out somehow. There we go. It just rises out. That's cool. So you can connect this to your phone and play some music in the campsite. That's neat. Really excited to drive this new Tacoma, but excited to see what the Trailhunter looks like too. This TRD Pro though might kind of be the best for the high-speed off-road enthusiast and someone who wants to just kind of have a little bit more fun with their Tacoma. It is very desirable in here. All the aesthetics, all the design language, it feels special. Exhaust sounds good too. 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder. You can hear a little bit of turbo whistle there. Let's pop the hood, take a look at the engine bay. Try not to get things too muddy. TRD Pro badging on the side. A little bit of an induction port there. So it's not functional. TRD airbox, I'm sure that adds a little bit of volume. Here's your hood prop. Cool. This iForce Max powertrain is going to be fantastic for these new trucks. My biggest complaint with the previous gen Tacoma is that it just didn't have enough torque for the gearing from the 8-speed auto. And this should be a really nice step in the right direction. 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. Should be pretty fuel efficient as well, comparatively, especially compared to the previous generations. 33-inch Goodyear Wrangler all-terrain tires and 265/70 R18. Good looking truck. I mean, this thing really, from a distance, it has such a nice, wide, aggressive stance. Let's turn those headlights on and see what they look like. So headlights look really good. Cool. Clean looking truck, really. The painted fenders are interesting. I could see a lot of people maybe potentially wrapping or color matching those. Taillights look really sharp. Really quickly, let's show you this new seat on the TRD Pro. So the big highlight is it's got these shocks in the back that will soak up your weight and give you a little bit more ride comfort over bumps. So let's take this out to the dunes someday, test that out, see if it really works. But you've got a couple of different modes here for on-road, off-road, seat damping. You can adjust the air pressure according to your weight. It's so cool. I've never seen anything like this in a truck before. And the surfacing, the materials, the bolstering, all looks and feels really high quality, really nice. That's neat. All right, next we're going to look at this TRD Sport. This actually has the 6-speed manual. It has a 5-foot bed. You can see what the rear area looks like. I'll set this front seat to my driving position so we can see what legroom is, but fold up these rear bottoms, seat bottoms. You've got some storage underneath. Blue accents on the inside doors. Let's hop in and start this up real quick. First impressions on all these trucks. First time getting into them. I like that this steering wheel is still kind of chunky, similar to the TRD Pro. It's just lacking that badging down there. Ooh, shifter feels good in this. Nice. I love that they still have a manual offered. That's just so cool. Make sure our parking brake's on. More big screens, similar controls as what we've seen in the TRD Pro. This is a heated steering wheel, heated seats. Again, we don't have pricing yet on this new Tacoma. Nice storage in there. You've got IMT rev matching with this manual. This might be one of the nicer shifters. Very curious to compare this to the Bronco manual. I was just saying how that Bronco is probably my favorite shifter in a truck-like SUV. This might be better. We'll see. Selectable four-wheel drive system again. 2 high, 4 low. Lighting's a bit funky in this location today, but hopefully you guys can kind of get an idea of what this interior looks like. I like that Toyota is adding some interesting surfacing and colors to their interiors. This looks really nice. You've got a grab handle down here. Not sure how well this wireless charging element will keep your phone in place, but I guess there's a little rubber piece that you just kind of slide it into, so maybe that will do well. No digital rear view mirror here in the Sport, but this looks like a really fun truck, and I'm very excited to drive this manual. This iForce powertrain is going to have 270 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque going through the 6-speed manual transmission from this 2.4 turbo. Let's take a look at the engine too, compared to the iForce Max. It's your standard airbox. Very quiet. This front air dam too is also removable. It's very stiff, but I believe it's about 9 bolts. And that also allows you to access the front recovery points. It's on the passenger side right here. There's actually 2. There's one there and one there. That's nice to have. But I'm sure this will aid in fuel economy, and if you're ever going off-roading, you can just pull that off. So far, it looks like a pretty good looking truck in all of its trims. Much lower and easily accessible bed here in this TRD Sport. Tight on points. 400 watts of power here instead of 2400 with the iForce Max. You can also just lift up on the bed and it'll rise up. So you can get this new Tacoma in a 2-door extra cab with a 6-foot bed, a 4-door double cab with a 5-foot bed, or a 4-door double cab with a 6-foot bed. All right, next we've got this limited trim with the iForce Max powertrain. We've got a lot more chrome, a lot more fancy bits on this Tacoma. Also, no more drum brakes on the rear. Disc brakes all around, and on every trim above the TRD Sport, you also get multi-link rear suspension. Still a solid rear axle. iForce Max badging, chrome tailpipe. Looks like we've got a step here to get into the bed as well. There we go. Give it a little helping hand. That makes things pretty easy. 2400 watts, AC inverter. Little storage compartment there, which is nice. Shiny plastic back here. This might be a little bit of a slippery bed material, but you can always tie things down or switch it up. A lot of chrome on this limited trim. Even the mirrors. Wow. Painted fenders. This vent up front looks really cool. There we go. Interior's a little bit more toned down here. Not as many colors. We've got this open pore wood-like trim on the dash. We've got this digital gauge display. Let's poke around this a little bit. Lots of system malfunctions, this being a pre-production vehicle. This is kind of reminding me a little bit of the GR Corolla's center display, where you've got 3 different gauge clusters that you can kind of customize the pods, change their settings. It's a bit confusing to operate, but once you get it set up, okay, yeah, so you can kind of customize between fuel economy, driving support, pitch and roll. You've got a bunch of different other options to this right gauge display. That's neat. Okay, yeah, very similar to the GR Corolla. Interesting to see that. Let's take a look at the back seat again. We'll actually get in back here. A little bit less muddy in this section, so I'll show you what my driving position, or what my seating position looks like behind my driving position. Pretty vertical rear seats, not as much headroom, but there is kind of a bump out at the top of your head. I'm 5'10". I've got a good amount of headroom, but if I kind of move out of that bump out, not as spacious. Nice grab handle here too. Again, no grab handles for the driver, but you get them for the passenger. I wonder if that is a safety airbag thing. Rear seat pocket for the passenger. The powered running boards are nice. Pull down these rear seats. You've got your jack, tools for changing a tire. These just pop up automatically. That's probably not production. Probably shouldn't be showing you that, but yeah, there's just iForce Max bits under there. Battery, so you do lose some under seat storage in these iForce Max powertrain trucks. Nice. So if the limited chromed out, slightly fancier and more luxurious Tacoma is your style, there's a quick walk around of that. Next we're going to check out the Trailhunter up on the hill there, and we'll wrap up this video. Alright, last but not least, we're going to show you guys the new Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. So lots of ARB accessories here. Rear bumper, beautifully integrated. Compass Trailhunter logo back here. Recovery points. This can tow 6,000 pounds. You've got, oh, this is neat. You've got a tire inflator here. That's awesome. So you can air up, air down very easily. Again, iForce Max powertrain is standard here, 2400 watt inverter. You can get this with a 5-foot or 6-foot bed. This is the 6-foot bed. Plenty of room back here for overlanding and camping and putting gear. This color is really interesting. It really pops in the sunlight. We've got the same 33-inch Goodyear Wrangler all-terrain tires, 265/70 R18s. Would like to see Toyota hide their valve stems a little bit better, like they have in some other off-road oriented wheels, especially for this Trailhunter version. Interior's looking nice, a little bit more mature than the TRD Pro in there. Frame-mounted rock sliders. We have specific Trailhunter suspension by OME. Old Man Emu, lots of Australian bits in here. This is great. Remote reservoir shocks. Same light bar and rigid lights that we get in the TRD Pro. And we get a snorkel. This is really well integrated too. Cool. Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's hop inside, start this up, and take a look at this interior because this definitely looks different inside than the TRD Pro and the other versions of the Tacoma that we've shown you so far. Trailhunter badging right here on the door, contrast orangish yellowish stitching. This looks great. Cool. No starter noise. This iForce Max powertrain just fires right up. That's cool. Pretty heavy articulation situation right now too. And door closes pretty well. That's good. Nice stiff frame. More contrasting colors there. Really sharp looking interior. Love the differentiation between models in this new Tacoma. Heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. Looks like pretty much the same interior bits as we get in the TRD Pro, just without the red accents. Nice. These leather seats are really comfortable too. Do we get the shocks behind them? Looks like we don't. More of a standard seat. This Trailhunter is oriented a little bit more towards rock crawling, overlanding. Really nice high-res camera views in this truck. Love that. You can configure a bunch of different views, directions, settings. Full forward-facing camera. That's great. Inclinometers there too. And of course in this Trailhunter you get multi-terrain select, 2 high, 4 low, crawl control. Kind of a spicy exhaust there, that's fun. JBL sound system. Was not expecting exhaust pops out of this. I mean, it's awesome. You can buy something like this from the factory now, from a dealer. Pretty much get it kitted out with most of the off-road bits you'd already be putting on there. And it's integrated at an OEM level of quality. That's just great. Skid plates under the diff. I mean, if you're overlanding your Tacoma, this is all the stuff that you just get anyway. These are nice and soft. Of course, multi-link rear suspension with a solid rear axle. A little bit more articulation in this new Tacoma too, as you can see demonstrated here. I think this tire is still on the ground. Yep, just barely. So that's maximum droop. Get a good look at the OME shocks right here. By ARB. Remote reservoirs, front and rear. These should handle a lot of abuse. Look how thick that shock is. Well, I guess that's just a protector, but pretty beefy unit. Yeah, really impressed with this Tacoma. I'm sure this is just going to drive great, especially with the new iForce and iForce Max powertrains. Some more looks at the ARB accessories here. And the 6-foot bed. It's so nice to be able to get this larger bed in this size truck. So many of these mid-size trucks have only 5-foot beds, and the fact that you can configure this however you want is really useful. The idea with this Trailhunter is that you can pretty much just go to the dealer and configure one of these however you want. Let's take a look at this roof rack too. Nice solid roof rack. Lots of options here for a rooftop tent. More light bars, accessories. Whatever you need for your overlanding needs. Trailhunter branded control arms. We also get Trailhunter badging in the headlights. A lot of cool, unique styling elements with each of these Tacomas. All right, guys. Well, this is going to be a wrap on our 2024 Tacoma walkarounds. Glad we were able to show you a bunch of different trims with this new truck. This Trailhunter speaks to me probably the most. TRD Pro is pretty awesome too, but I think however you want to get your Tacoma, whether it's in 6-speed manual form, or limited, or TRD Sport, or TRD Pro, or this Trailhunter. No word on pricing just yet, but a lot of options here for the enthusiast, the work-oriented truck, or just a nice, practical daily driver. Cool. All right, well, that'll be it for this one. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully we'll get a chance to get behind the wheel of this new Tacoma soon enough. Until then, we'll see you guys later.